Magnificat anima mea Dominum,
et exsultat spiritus meus in Deo salutari meo,
quia respexit humilitatem mansile sue, ex enim ex hoc beata medicent omnes generationes.
quia fecit me magna qui potens est, et sanctum nomen eius,
Et misericordia eius a progenie in progenies, dimentibus eum,
fecit potentiam in brachio suum, dispersit superbos mente cordis sui,
deposuit potentes sede, et exaltavit humildes.
Surientes simple diponis, et divides dimisit inane,
Suscepit Israel puerum suum, recordatus misericordiae suae,
sicut locutus estat Patres nostros, Abraham et semini eius in saecula.
gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto,
Sicut erat in principio et nunc et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
The Virgin Mary in the Kingdom of the Divine Will, by the servant of God, Luisa Picaretta, little daughter of the Divine Will. For private use only. Meditations for the month of May, for the House of the Divine Will. May 6, 1930. Luisa Picaretta. Fiat. JMJ. Maternal Appeal of the Queen of Heaven. Dearest daughter, I feel the irresistible need to descend from heaven to make you my maternal visits. If you assure me of your filial love and faithfulness, I will remain always with you in your soul, to be your teacher, model, example, and most tender mother. I come to invite you to enter into the kingdom of your Mama. That is, the kingdom of the Divine Will. And I knock at the door of your heart, that you may open it to me. You know, with my own hands I bring you this book as gift. I offer it to you with maternal care, so that in your turn, in reading it, you may learn to live of heaven and no longer of earth. This book is of gold, my child. It will form your spiritual fortune, your happiness, also terrestrial. In it you will find the font of all goods. If you are weak, you will acquire strength. If you are tempted, you will achieve victory. If you have fallen into sin, you will find the pitying and powerful hand that will lift you up again. If you feel afflicted, you will find comfort. If cold, the sure means to get warm. If hungry, you will enjoy the delicious food of the divine will. With it you will lack nothing. You will no longer be alone, because your Mama will keep you sweet company, and with her every maternal care, she will take on the commitment of making you happy. I, the Celestial Empress, will take care of all your needs, provided that you consent to live united with me. If you knew my yearnings, my ardent sighs, and also the tears I shed for my children, if you knew how I burn with the desire that you listen to my lessons, all of heaven, and learn to live of divine will. In this book, you will see wonders. You will find a Mama who loves you so much as to sacrifice her own beloved son for you, in order to allow you to live of that same life of which she lived upon earth. Oh, please, do not give me this sorrow. Do not reject me. Accept this gift of heaven that I am bringing you. Welcome my visit, my lessons. Know that I will go throughout the whole world. I will go to each individual, to all families, to religious communities, to every nation, to all peoples. And if needed, I will go around for entire centuries, until as queen, I have formed my people, and as mother, my children, who would know the divine will and let it reign everywhere. Here is the purpose of this book explained to you. Those who will welcome it, with love, will be the first fortunate children who will belong to the kingdom of the divine fiat. And I, with gold characters, will write their names in my maternal heart. See, my child, that same infinite love of God, which in redemption wanted to use me in order to make the eternal word descend upon earth, is now calling me into the field once again, entrusting to me the difficult task, the sublime mandate of forming on earth the children of the kingdom of his divine will. Therefore, with maternal care I set to work, and I prepare for you the way which will lead you to this happy kingdom. For this purpose, I will give you sublime and celestial lessons, and finally, I will teach you special and new prayers, through which you will commit the heavens, the sun, the creation, my very life, and that of my Son, and all the acts of the saints, so that in your name they may impetrate the adorable kingdom of the divine will. These prayers are the most powerful, because they bind the very divine operating. By means of them, God will feel disarmed and conquered by the creature. Confident of this help, you will hasten the coming of his most happy kingdom, and with me, you will obtain that the divine will be done on earth as it is in heaven, according to the desire of the divine master. Courage, my daughter. Make me content, and I will bless you. Prayer to the Celestial Queen for each day of the month of May. Immaculate Queen, my Celestial Mother, I come onto your maternal knees to abandon myself in your arms as your dear daughter, in order to ask of you, with the most ardent sighs, in this month consecrated to you, the greatest of graces, that you admit me to live in the kingdom of the divine will. Holy Mamma, you who are the queen of this kingdom, admit me to live in it as your daughter, that it may no longer be deserted, but populated by your children. Therefore, Sovereign Queen, I entrust myself to you, that you may lead my steps in the kingdom of the divine will. And as I cling to your maternal hand, you will lead all my being to live perennial life in the divine will. You will be my Mamma, and to you, as my Mamma, I deliver my will, that you may exchange it with the divine will, and so I may be sure I will not go out of its kingdom. Therefore I pray you to illumine me, in order to make me comprehend what will of God means. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now, and at the hour of our death. Amen. Little Sacrifice of the Month. Each morning, midday, and night, 3 times a day, let us go onto the knees of our celestial Mamma and say to her, My Mamma, I love you. And you, love me and give a sip of divine will to my soul. Give me your blessing, that I may do all of my actions under your maternal gaze. The Virgin Mary in the Kingdom of the Divine Will. Day 11. The Queen of Heaven in the Kingdom of the Divine Will, in the first years of her life down here, forms a most refulgent daybreak, to make the longed-for day of light and of grace rise in the hearts. The Soul to the Little Baby Queen. Here I am again, near your cradle, celestial little Mamma. My little heart feels charmed by your beauty, and I am unable to detach my gaze from a beauty so rare. How sweet is your gaze! The motion of your little hands calls me to embrace you, and to cling, to press myself to your heart, which is drowned with love. Holy little Mamma, give me your flames, that they may burn away my human will, and so I can make you content, living of divine will together with you. Lesson of the Queen of Heaven. My child, if you knew how my maternal little heart rejoices in seeing you near my cradle to listen to me. I feel myself, with facts, queen and mother, because in having you near me, I am not a sterile mother or a queen without a people, but I have my dear child who loves me very much, and who wants me to do for her the office of Mamma and of queen. Therefore you are the bearer of joy to your Mamma, more so since you come onto my lap to be taught by me how to live in the kingdom of the divine will. To have a child who wants to live together with me in this kingdom so holy is the greatest glory, honor, and feast for your Mamma. Therefore pay attention to me, my dear child, and I will continue to narrate to you the wonders of my birth. My cradle was surrounded by angels, who competed among themselves in singing lullabies to me, as to their sovereign queen. And since I was endowed with reason and with science, infused in me by my Creator, I did my first duty to adore with my intelligence, and also with my babbling little voice of a baby, the most holy adorable Trinity. And the ardor of my love for a majesty so holy was so great, that feeling myself languishing, I was delirious for wanting to be in the arms of the divinity, to receive their embraces, and to give them my own. And so the angels, for whom my desires were commands, picked me up, and carrying me on their wings, brought me into the loving arms of my celestial Father. Oh, with how much love they awaited me! I was coming from the exile, and the brief pauses of separation between me and them were the causes of new fires of love. They were new gifts that they prepared for me, to give them to me. And I would find new devices to ask for pity and mercy for my children, who, living in the exile, were under the lash of divine justice. And dissolving myself all in love, I said to them, "Adorable Trinity, I feel happy. I feel myself queen, nor do I know what unhappiness and slavery is. On the contrary, because of your will reigning in me, the joys, the happinesses are so great and so many that, little as I am, I cannot embrace them all. But in so much happiness, there is a vein of intense bitterness in my little heart. I feel in it my children unhappy, slave to their rebellious will. Have pity, Holy Father, have pity. Oh, please make my happiness whole. Make happy these unhappy children, whom I carry more than mother within my maternal heart. Let the divine word descend upon her, and everything will be granted. And I will not come down off of your paternal knees if you do not give me the deed of grace, that I may bring to my children the good news of their redemption." The divinity was moved at my prayers, and filling me with new gifts, they said to me, "Return to the exile and continue your prayers. Extend the kingdom of our will in all your acts, for at the appropriate time we will make you content." But they did not tell me either when or where he would descend. So I would depart from heaven only to do the divine will. This was the most heroic sacrifice for me, but I did it gladly, so that the divine will alone might have full dominion over me. Now listen to me, my child. How much did your soul cost me, to the point of embittering the immense sea of my joys and happinesses? Every time you do your will, you render yourself a slave, and you feel your unhappiness. And I, as your mamma, feel in my heart the unhappiness of my child. Oh, how sorrowful it is to have unhappy children, and how you should take to heart doing the divine will, since I reached the point of departing from heaven, so that my will might have no life in me. Now, my child, continue to listen to me. In each one of your acts, may your first duty be to adore your Creator, to know Him, and to love Him. This places you in the order of creation, and you come to recognize the one who created you. This is the holiest duty of each creature, to recognize her origin. Now you must know that my bringing myself to heaven, descending, praying, formed the daybreak around me, which spreading in the whole world, surrounded the hearts of my children, so that from the dawn, the daybreak might rise, to make arise the serene day of the awaiting of the divine word upon earth. The soul, celestial little Mama, in seeing you just newly born, giving me lessons so holy, I feel enraptured, and I comprehend how much you love me, to the point of rendering yourself unhappy because of me. Oh, please, Holy Mama, you who love me so much, let the power, the love, the joys that inundate you descend into my heart, so that filled with them, my will may find no room to live in me, and may freely give up the place to the dominion of the divine will. Little sacrifice. Today, to honor me, you will do 3 acts of adoration to your Creator, reciting 3 glory bees, to thank Him for the many times I received the grace to be admitted to their presence. Ejaculatory prayer. Celestial Mama, make the daybreak of the divine will rise within my soul. You have reached the end of day 11 of the Virgin Mary in the Kingdom of the Divine Will.